Hey everyone, happy Friday. Yay, finally, it was such a long week. This is Kim again from K&M Tumblers and Teas LLC. Today I am going to try to sublimate using something called sublimation paper. It is from PYD Life. I have no affiliation with them. I saw it on a TikTok and I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. So I went to Amazon. Amazon had it. It comes in a tube like this. The tube is quite large. It's got kind of a lot of paper on it. The paper's very, very thin, kind of like tissue paper. So I'm gonna see how this works on some tumblers that are not 20-ounce straights or 30 straights, which are the easy ones to do. I'm gonna try it on a couple of things. I have some of these little 3-ounce shot glasses, so I'm gonna try it on that. Notice it's got that modern kind of curved shape to it, so I'm gonna try it on that. I'm gonna try a 22 True from Stainless Steel Depot, or which is now Tipsy Magnolia. So I'm gonna try it on that because it's not a straight one. I have some 20-ounce duo lids from the Stainless Steel Depot, but this is a tapered one, so this one's really kind of old. So I'm gonna try it on that. And then I'm gonna try it on one of my 32-ounce or 30-ounce hydro water bottles from Stainless Steel Depot. All of these are not, you know, the perfect straightness to it, so we're gonna try this paper. What they say to do is they say to wet the printed side. As long as it's not a 20-ounce or a straight tumbler, you wet this. That way it'll conform a little bit better to the shape of the tumbler that you're putting it on. You wet it, wrap it, tape it, and then put a the sleeve over the wet sublimation paper that we have here. Then you bake it in the oven. I'm gonna have to go back and check the time, but I want to say it was like 385, what you would do a normal tumbler. I use on my convection oven 385 for 6 minutes, and I turn in the 3-minute range halfway through. I do have several tumbler presses, but I tend to burn them with it. So I kind of stopped using them, and I now use the convection oven again. So we'll try it with the convection oven and we'll see how it works, okay? But the first thing we'll do, or the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these so that they wrap completely around my 4 size tumblers that I'm gonna use. And then I'll kind of come back and I'll show you how I'm gonna wet them, wrap them, tape them, and put them in a sleeve. And then I'll kind of go over that. Once I bake, I'll stop then, and then I'll bake them. I'll come back and then I'll unwrap them, and we'll see what we get. Hopefully I won't have any ghosting, which I get all the time with sublimation. And these are just gonna be one design. This is the design that it will be. They say it's a forgiving design, which means I guess if you make mistakes or you wrap it incorrectly or whatever, I don't know, whatever might happen to it, but this is gonna kind of work with it. So we'll see, okay? So let me get everything situated and I'll come back. Alrighty, everybody, I'm back. So I went through and I took my roll, I laid it down, and I cut. You notice that there's an edge here. I did cut this edge off so that I wouldn't take a risk of maybe accidentally putting it on the sublimation part and then not having the print that we want. I did some of them with the print like this. I did some of them with the print like this. So we'll see what we get. So for example, I have my little shot glass. I have my wrap here. I'm gonna wrap in just a minute. My tapered, my wrap is here. I don't have any of, again, the edges on it because I don't want to, I want to make sure I don't have any white anywhere around that. So let's get that back in here. I've got my big water bottle and I've got my 22-ounce. I said this was from Stainless Steel Depot earlier. That was incorrect. This is from Steel Magnolias, which is now Tipsy Magnolia, okay? Just make that clarification. All right, so I'm gonna turn my camera down. We're gonna get the water. I have a bowl of water right here, and I have just a sponge brush. I'm gonna apply water to the printed side. That's what's gonna go next to the tumbler. That's what's gonna sublimate onto the tumbler. So that's what we'll do right now. All right, so let me turn my camera down. Alrighty, I did step outside real quick to turn on my convection oven. I put it to 385. I'm gonna let it heat up to that time, and then by the time I'm sure I get done doing these 3, wrapping the last 3, I'm sure that it will be ready for us to go. So I'm gonna take the little 3-ounce shot glass. I have my little cup here, my paper here. I'm gonna take the water, do the same thing. Put it on the printed side. Okay, got it all wet. Set my little tumbler there. These are so stinking cute. I'm gonna wrap it. When I wrap it, I'm gonna make sure I press it into that little crease there from where it curves down to the smaller part. Bring up the other side. Definitely wanna make sure that my top gets covered. Push this inside. Bring it over. Push, push inside. All right, I'm gonna come down here. This scares me. Oh no, look what I did, guys. All right, I have some extra pieces from where I cut. We're just gonna take a little piece, we're gonna stick it on the inside. Let me get some scissors. Let me open this up. That was a bad move. All right, let me put some water. All right, here we go. Stick this baby on the inside. Who knows what we're gonna get with this. Open, open, stick on the inside, stick on the inside. All right, now we're just gonna kind of push this down. We'll see what happens. I'm just curious to see how this paper works. I loved the little, oh darn it, look what I did. Let's try one more time. All right, here we go. Put it here, we cut a little extra off. All right, here we go, let's try this now. Who knows what we're gonna get, guys. Sometimes I do the silliest things and I ask myself, are you for real? All right, here we go. There we go. Hopefully that'll work. I'm gonna stick some tape on it. Tape here. Just try to tape everything down. Tape everything down. And we'll see what we get. I'm one of those, just go for it. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Okay. Yeah, it's not wanting to stick due to the fact that it's wet paper. I'm gonna get a little sleeve. I have some 20-ounce sleeves that are really small, and we'll see if we can get this paper to stay down. These are ones that I've used like on coffee mugs and stuff like that, and I've had to cut them. So let's just see what we get. Take my heat gun again. We'll try to get that to lay down over the top. There we go. There we go. Now look at the top there. It's missing a little, but it's going in the convection oven, so I'm sure it's going to be fine. We'll see. We will see. We'll see how precise you have to be with this, or if you can just kind of do it halfway. I don't know. We'll see. Take a sip of my margarita real quick. My husband makes the best margaritas in town. All right, so here we go. We're going to do the skinny one here. So let's see what we get. Then I'm going to lay it down. Put my water. Get my water all over it. All right. Well, let's put our skinny on. We'll just put it on an edge, and we're just going to roll it. Roll, roll, roll. All right, I'm going to come to the top. I'm going to tuck all this in. I'll push all this down. I'm going to wet this in just a little bit, see if that'll help it stay down a little. Okay, so I just kind of wet that just a little bit. I don't know if you can see. All right, and I have a skinny sleeve. This one's a little smaller than the one I'm going to use for the big water one. Put it inside. I didn't use any tape on this one. I don't really think it needed any. But again, we'll see. We'll see what we get, guys. This paper to me seems like it's going to make life a little easier if you want to do sublimation tumblers and you have an odd shape. righty. Third one down. This is our 20-ounce duo lid, but it's tapered. I hate tapered tumblers. So that's that one. Let's try that. All right. Last one is this big bad boy right here. This is a 30 ounce. I want to say it's a 30 ounce. Let me check. Yeah, it's going to be a 30 ounce, like a water bottle. It's got the water bottle lid with the straw on the inside. Notice right here, this is always the hard part, getting your curve. Down here, no big deal because it's straight. But this part right here is going to be the hard part. Okay, so we're going to wrap it with that wet paper, and we're going to see what we get. This one I'll probably definitely tape. All right, let me get my paper straightened out. Let me get it wet, and then let's see what we get. Just going to add to it. Like I was saying earlier, boy, this has been a week. Since I'm a science teacher and I teach 8th grade, we have, in Texas, we have a STAR test that the students have to take. Since our students are still coming off the lockdown and the pandemic of all those years, they tortured our poor everybody by having to stay home. We are trying to rebuild the students' knowledge. Oh man, we are struggling. So kids are just overwhelmed. Teachers are overwhelmed. And it's already been a couple of years we've been back, but we're still having some trouble. So let's go ahead and wipe. So I'm so happy for this weekend. Although I have to work tomorrow. I have to do a training. I do get paid, which is a bonus. But yeah, I do have to work. But here we go. All right. Ooh, I hope I left enough paper there. You know what? Let's try this again. Let me move it down. Move it down a little. I want a little bit more paper left at the top. Goodness, it's sticking to this one. All right, here we go. Let's try one more time. All right. I'll just try to get all my wrinkles out. Although the video I watched, she didn't worry too much about any of her wrinkles. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna wrap it. I'm gonna try to get some of my wrinkles out. Wrap. Because it does dry very quickly. I'm gonna have a little more water right here. All right. Roll it over. All right, down here on this end, this is my bottom. I push it. Try to get the color to touch it. Have a feeling it's going to have some holes where the ink didn't get to, but we'll see. Let's set that down. All right, here at my top, I'm gonna just bring it up. I'm gonna pinch it in between that little lip that it had. And then I'm gonna tuck it in. Ooh, but look at that. I think I need to put tape on that. All right, let's get some tape. Let me do a thin tape. I'll put a thin tape right here. This is a little white one that I have, or clear one. That's where that little lip is. I don't know if y'all can see it since I'm pushing it down. Let's go with that. Let me add some more. Push it down, get that tape in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over it with some big tape. Get a big piece of tape. Let's put it right here. All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna see what that's gonna do for us. I'm gonna come down here to the bottom too. I don't know if you can see the bottom. I'm just gonna put big pieces of that blue tape, keep it closed. And then I have some bigger sleeves. So I'm gonna see if this one will fit this, and then I'm gonna just vacuum it. Hit it with my heat gun. How's that? Perfect, it fits. I wanna make sure that it covers the end, but I definitely wanna make sure that it also secures the top. Alrighty. All right, here we go. Heat gun again. Excuse the noise for just a little bit of time. Oop. I'm a little too hot there. Okay, look what I did. I overheated it here, so it made a hole in here, but let's see. We'll see what happens, guys. I'm all about let's try it. If it doesn't work, we fix it, we try something different. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and go see if my oven is up to temperature. If it is, I'm gonna bake all 4 of my tumblers, and then we'll come back and we will reveal. I'll be back. Okay, 2 of the tumblers are done now. So I went ahead and I took off the plastic sleeve. That way it wouldn't take so much time. I'm going to start with, it's a little warm. I'm going to start with this little 3-ounce tumbler guy. Oh, and stinking G. Are you kidding me? What the? Oh, it does have a seam. Darn, that's a bummer. All right, so notice here we got a little bit of light. My bottom here, again, a little bit of light, but oh my God, that is so cute. I could epoxy it. I could put a name, add a little glitter here maybe in the middle, put somebody's name. Look how cute that design is. That is stinking cute. Not happy about that. I don't know how I could fix the seam, but I guess it's inevitable if you don't have a seamless pattern. Not happy about that. But again, like I said, I could put some epoxy. I could do some glitter right there. That is stinking cute. Holy crap. Love it. Love it. All right. This is the 20-ounce duo lid with the tapered that I hate. Oh my God, the color is amazing. Oh, look. Oh, that's bad. Oh, sorry. Never mind. It's paper. Okay. Here we go. Let me get all this paper. Oh, might have to go and put it under water. Get some of the paper off. That's why I try not to let it sit too long before I came back on. Yeah, definitely going to have to go to the water. I've got some paper right here. The colors are amazing. That is awesome. I don't want to scratch it too much, so I'm going to have to go and take care of that. Now, the bottom didn't come out good, but it's okay because it's a sublimation tumbler, and I can put a one of the black, I don't even know what they're called, but they're the black things that you put on the bottom so that you don't see all of that information and stuff. It does have a seam, just like the little one. It does have a seam, but not too bad. Again, I tend to, if I mess up my sublimation cups, I tend to epoxy. I add some glitter, add some vinyl, some little decals and stuff, and you can't even really tell that you made a mistake on your sublimation tumbler. So, something I could definitely do. Great design. Look at that. That is a super cool design. Love it. Again, bottom messed up. Definitely a mess up on the bottom. But, all right, let me go get the other ones out of the oven. I'll be right back. All righty, here we are with our last 2. This one right here is our 22-ounce True. Let's see what we got. I went ahead and took the plastic off because that just, ow. All right. So, now notice my seam. I didn't really take too much care with my seam, so it definitely is visible. Other than that, it looks really pretty. It's a really cool design. See what the bottom looks like. Ooh, bottom looks bad, but remember, we have these. Those will go on the bottom if I leave it sublimation. I don't think I will leave them sublimation. I think I will put some vinyl. I think I will put some glitter, and I think I will epoxy them. But that is really, really, really pretty. Now, notice this right here. I did have those creases since it's tapered. You definitely want to smooth those areas out. I don't know how well y'all can see them. You definitely want to smooth those areas out. Okay, but that is a cool cup. It's very hot. All right, here we go. Take the paper off the neck. See what the neck looks like. That's going to be interesting. Open it from down here. Some of my plastic stayed on. All right, definitely didn't do well at the neck. And that was my fault. I did not take much care in wrapping it. I just was like, let's see what we get. So that was definitely my fault there. But I think if you take your time with this paper and you place it exactly where you want it, bottom doesn't look good. But again, we can put, I have some bigger ones of these. We can put a thing at the bottom, or if I decide to epoxy it, then I would epoxy it. definite seam. I might want to try to line up my colors a little bit better, but I can also put some vinyl tape down, some excuse me, some glitter tape down. But notice my neck. I did a horrible, horrible job at securing that down. But again, this is all my personal errors, just because I just wanted to see what it was like. I have so much of that roll left. Here's that roll. I have so much left, excuse me, that I can play with it. And I just wanted to see what we could get. I could possibly, I'm not a fan of resublimating in the oven because I think it takes away from some of the first color that we have down. But I could wet some more paper. I could really poke it in there and stick it in that opening, because I've seen some that they have done and they look amazing. But this is my error, okay? But again, I could poke it there. I could put some tape down. I could put some more of the plastic sleeves and heat it up so that it secures it into place. And I could put that there. But I think this design is amazing. I love it. Not affiliated with PYD. Just saw this on a TikTok and I thought, dang, that's super duper cute. What can I do with it? Because I loved the design. Again, not a fan of the seam, but I guess that's what you get depending on how you apply the paper, whether it's the way the roll is or whether you turn it or adjust it. I need to pay attention to that. This stinking cute. Look at that. That's an awesome design right there. And again, I think I'm going to epoxy it, add a little glitter here. I'm not sad about that seam because I don't think there's any way to avoid it since it's not seamless. Super duper cute. The bottom on this one came out okay. Little ghosting, a little bit where it's not quite right. This one, again, design, love it. This is my 20-ounce taper. Look at this. That's amazing. It's all symmetrical. That's an amazing design right there. When I turn it around, we do get a seam, but this is the least of all. A little ghosting on the seam right there. And for this, all I got to do, put one of those bottoms on, I'm good to go. So I think this is amazing. Let me turn the camera around so I can talk to you really quick before I get off. Okay, so after completing all my little tumblers, the water bottle, bad choice because I did a horrible job here. That's really blurry. I did a horrible job here. I don't know how well you can see it. It looks like it's kind of blurred. But I did not get this neck done really good because I've seen some and I've watched a lot of videos on the sublimation paper and they get that neck perfect, but that was my bad. Friday night, drinking a margarita, probably not a good combination. Love it though. I can come in, I can put some paint, I can put some glitter, I can do all kinds of things with it. Don't love the seam, okay? Some of the patterns are seamless. They have about 20 different designs, they said. I just like bright colors, so I went with something like this. Bottom, horrible, but again, if I decide to epoxy, cover this baby up, we got no problem. Love, love, love this little shot glass, 3-ounce shot glass. Super cool design. You can definitely see the seam. Definitely not good here, but again, I think I'm going to put these on the turner and I'm going to epoxy them. I have no problems with that. I love epoxy. It's one of my favorite things to do. 20-ounce, great design right here on the front. Put somebody's name, put the thing on the bottom. Even if I decide to epoxy it, I can glitter the bottom, have some of the glitter sprinkled down on the edges. Super cool. This 20-ounce, again, 22-ounce true. These are really hard since they're tapered. They're really hard for me to sublimate on. I do the warp and all of that stuff, but I still struggle with it just a little bit. And I've been doing tumblers for like 4 or 5 years. Not a fan of this, but again, maybe I can do, I don't know, some glitter tape or I don't know, something there. Maybe put the person's name. I don't know, something, my name, my granddaughter's name, my daughter-in-law's. I have 2 different daughter-in-laws and they could, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what we get. I would definitely recommend if you like sublimation, if you put it on a 20-ounce, you do not need to water your paper down like we did. You just simply wrap your tumbler. Definitely be careful with the creases. That is not a good thing. I got some creases on this one. And when I was wrapping it, I told you, oh, there's some creases. But I didn't take the time to make sure I didn't have creases. I was just throwing it on today. It's a Friday night. I haven't done tumblers in this week since I'm back teaching, and I just am tired. but this was very fun. I very much enjoyed this. So if you're interested, Amazon carries it. For the roll that I got, it was about $22. Depending on which design you get, the prices vary, $22, $23, $24. But this is a lot. I can do lots of different things. I'm going to try lots of different stuff and see what we get. Have fun out there. Keep creating. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was informative to you. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. And I hope you have a great day. Make sure you subscribe. Have a great day. Actually, have a great nighttime.